The Philippine Air Force formally receives the Gulfstream G280 command and control aircraft from Gulfstream yesterday, September 21, 2020, after the aircraft was delivered a day before September 20, 2020. The Armed Forces of the Philippines confirmed this in their report to the public, and I quote, "The Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Gilbert Gapay, together with the Secretary of National Defense Delfin Lorenzana and Commanding General Philippine Air Force Lieutenant General Alan Paredes, led the turnover and blessing ceremony of the G280 command and control aircraft at Clark Air Base, Pampanga on September 21, 2020. The Gulfstream G280 will be primarily used by the Philippine Air Force to serve as a platform to transport senior leaders and commanders, especially in the event of a crisis. It will also serve as an airborne post for command and control operations both by the military and the civilian government. Aside from command and control operations, the aircraft can also be used for airborne warning system, medical evacuation, high-altitude atmospheric research, and intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance missions. The new command and control aircraft was acquired under the Armed Forces of the Philippines Modernization Program and purchased from the Gulfstream Aerospace through the Foreign Military Sales Program of the United States government with the Joint U.S. Military Assistance Group." End of quote. The Philippine Air Force reported the inaugural flight of Gulfstream G280 by sending it to Davao City to deliver medical supply, and I quote, "The Philippine Air Force's new Gulfstream G280 command and control aircraft flew to Davao City carrying medical supplies on its inaugural flight on September 21, 2020. The aircraft transported Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana, Health Secretary Francisco Duque III, DILG Secretary Eduardo Año, Chief Implementer on the Declared National Policy Against COVID-19, Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr., and other IATF members to Davao City to check on the current COVID-19 situation in the province and to transport assorted PPE and medical supplies. The command and control aircraft will become part of a system designed for enhanced control of operations through continuous communications, especially during operational exigencies and emergencies. It will allow for time-sensitive decisions to be made while airborne, especially by the AFP chain of command, like the Secretary of National Defense, Chief of Staff, AFP, Major Service Commanders, and Commanders of the Unified Commands. End of quote.